Hello, my name is Kate McMahon, and thank you for joining us for What's Happening today. I'm very excited to introduce our guests. We have Chris Marassi. Hi, Chris.
Hi, nice to be here.
Oh, awesome. And Chris is the president of the Yarmouth, Friends of Yarmouth Council on Aging.
Right.
And John Hayes, who is the vice president. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
And today we're going to talk about the polar plunge, which I believe is something that your organization has been doing for quite a while.
Right, for 13 years we've been doing it. This is our big fundraiser.
That's great.
For the year for the Yarmouth Senior Center.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit about how long you've been involved with the organization.
Oh, I've been involved with the Friends for maybe 5 or 6 years now. I started off as a board member, and then I was vice president for several years, and now I'm president.
That's great.
Yep.
Wonderful commitment. And what about you, John? Talk to us about your involvement with Friends.
I'm relatively new to the organization. I just joined actually this year to the board. I'm actually kind of new to Yarmouth too, and moved here in 2020, right in the height of the pandemic, and trying to get involved in organizations, and found the Friends is a great organization that supports the senior center. So it's kind of something that was important for me to do, and
That's great.
volunteered.
Wonderful. So can you share with me a little bit about what Friends does and how Friends actually supports the Yarmouth Council on Aging?
I always term it as like the PTO for the senior center. We do not hire the staff. The town of Yarmouth does that. We do not make policy. But what we do is we support them, whether it's financially or for volunteers, if they're doing some kind of a special event that's coming up. We try to do some kind of an outreach program in March, and also last week we sent flowers to the homebound. That was delivered through Meals on Wheels. So we're always trying to extend to help the seniors of Yarmouth.
That's great.
Recently we have just purchased 300 brand new chairs for the senior center. They came in last week. So whatever they need that they can't get from the town, we talk about it, and this is what we raise our money for, to help the senior center.
I love that. I love that. And the outreach is great. I bet it warmed quite a few hearts.
Yes, yep, we heard from quite a few people. And the drivers that dropped off the flowers from the Meals on Wheels, they were thrilled.
Oh,
They're so cooperative,
Yeah.
too. And then what the people do when they deliver them, they're just so happy.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how are the decisions made on what the Friends concentrates on at any given time? So you purchased 300 chairs. Is it some kind of collaboration with the executive
Yes,
director?
it is. Diane Kane's the executive director, and she comes to our meetings every month, and she'll ask if she needs something special. She'll tell us what events are coming up, if they need us to be a presence at some of the events, if they need volunteer help at some of the events. We're just there to help out whatever they need. And so she talks to us every month. We have a meeting the first Wednesday of every month.
That's great.
And she attends that and lets us know what's going on.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I was driving around Yarmouth yesterday, and it looks like the signs are out talking about the polar plunge.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about the polar plunge and what's it all about?
The polar plunge happens on New Year's Day. After everyone has celebrated New Year's Eve, they can come New Year's Day to jump in Nantucket Sound and cool off. I was there last year, and actually the weather was pretty good. It was probably about 50 degrees, so we can't guarantee that for this year, but we'll see what weather is like. Happens rain or shine. Hopefully COVID won't cause an impact on us like it did in 2020, but
Right.
it's a great day. People can come, they can watch, they can jump in the water, they can dip their feet in. To the extent they want to do it, they're welcome. It's a fun event.
That's great. And we did talk earlier a little bit about safety. So can you share with us how that works?
Well, we do have the EMTs, and an ambulance is always available if we need it. We do have several policemen are there, either on duty or off duty.
That's
but
great.
it's very well attended.
That's
yeah.
wonderful.
So no one has to worry about a thing coming.
That's great.
Except having fun.
Yeah.
You know, you can have pictures done with the polar bear,
Oh,
if you want
fun.
to. Yep, you can have, you can plunge, you can not plunge. I tell people just to come even if they're not going to plunge.
Yeah.
Because it's too much fun. And by 12:15, you're home.
That's great.
We jump at 12 noon,
That's
right on
fun.
time. It was postponed several years ago. The police chief at that time, Frank Frederickson, he postponed it because it was just too cold and too
Sure.
windy.
Yeah.
So we postponed it. We didn't cancel it. It was just postponed. That's all. But other than that, this will be the 13th year.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, when folks actually plunge, there is an entry fee?
There is an entry fee. The entry fee is $20 between now and December 15th, and if you register after December 15th, it's $25. All of the proceeds go to the Friends of Yarmouth Council on Aging, which eventually goes to the Yarmouth Senior Citizens Center. Chris and I are not paid. Everybody's volunteers. No one makes any money off of it. It all goes to the Yarmouth Senior Center in an indirect way through the Friends.
What a wonderful cause. And what a great way to start the new year.
It
must
is. Some
be quite
people
festive.
some people dress up in costume. You know, some people come in costume and they plunge, and some come in costume and they don't plunge. So it's just a fun way to get together for a half an hour or so, just to welcome in the new year.
That's great.
Last year we had 212 plungers, people that went in the water.
Wow.
But it was estimated we had over 500 people that were there.
Oh, how fun.
So there's a lot of people that just come and watch and, maybe take a walk on the beach and just see what's going on and have some hot cocoa and cookies and just enjoy an hour of your day.
That's great. That's great. So is there anything else that you would like to mention at this point?
Well, the Friends of Yarmouth Council on Aging, we meet the first Wednesday of the month at the Senior Center at 9:30 in the morning. And if anyone wants to attend our board meeting, we would love to have them come. Our board members right now, there are 8 of us, and we all come from a variety of backgrounds. I used to be a school principal. That was my background. John was in banking. We have someone who was executive secretary to the president at Harvard, the Connecticut College, University of Connecticut.
Okay.
So it's quite a variety of background of our volunteers and our board members. So we think that makes quite a strong board. So if anyone else wants to join, all you have to do is come to a couple of meetings, see if you want to join us, see if, we want you, see if you pass a query. And then you can come and help. I mean, it's just so much fun to be around.
Yeah.
And we do not always agree, and that's okay. That's what makes us a strong team.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
We need board members. We need volunteers. You mentioned putting the signs out. Well, that's somebody has to go around town and put the signs up.
signs
And,
out, okay.
so there's a lot of opportunities to help and support. And as I said, we don't make anything on it other than, the money all goes to the senior center. So it's not like we're getting huge salaries or anything. So
Right.
it's
All
a great way to
volunteer.
give back to the community.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
I started becoming involved in the Friends because I was a elementary school principal, and I was so used to my whole life taking care of little kids. And then I retired, and I thought, now who am I going to take care of? So I joined. Now I'm taking care of the senior citizens.
Oh, that's great. They're lucky to have both of you and the amount of
Thank you.
energy that you obviously bring to the organization.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us, and we're inviting everyone to come to the Plunge,
Awesome.
New Year's Day,
I love
Bass
it.
River.
I love it. Love it. Thank you so much for joining me today for What's Happening.